Okay, so what if I told you that your Strat can sound like a Les Paul, can sound like a Tele, can sound like a hollow body jazz guitar, plus it can have an overdrive pedal, a fuzz pedal, all in that same guitar? Well, you would say I'm stupid. And I thought the same. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, I hope you didn't sell your house to put your time into inventing this, because I was skeptical, let's put it like this. But they started demonstrating this on the Montreux International Guitar Show. And I was kind of shocked by how well it worked. And now I'm thinking, was it actually that good, or was it just the show that made me hyped? Or were my expectations so low that I was kind of impressed? I'm gonna put it in because according to Bognar Pickup system, you can switch it in 10 minutes and then you're ready to go. 10 minutes! Let's do it. So these are fully programmable pickups. Oh my god, I caught myself on this pick art. But the signal remains all analog. 12 minutes so far. Letting you change to a big variety of sounds on the fly. A jack charger and red lights probably indicate charging. So let's give it 30 minutes. All right, here we are. And before we turn on the magic and compare it directly to a Les Paul, to a Tele, to a hollow body jazz guitar, this looks and sounds like a very ordinary Strat. Right? We got the 5-way switch. It's all working normally. The magic happens when I turn this knob. It's a 12-way switch. And we can combine it with this. So we have 10 banks, each with 5 presets. And we can deep edit all the sounds with the app. It connects to an app. And this is actually my own worst nightmare, but it might be useful in this case. So let's see what we have. So we have a 10-way switch that each holds 5 different sounds. So for example, if I go to bank B on this knob, there's 5 different sounds again, and now it's a Strat with an overdrive. The bridge pickup. But here is where it gets weird, because if we dial to C, on the app we see classic T. A Tele, it mimics a Telecaster. And how we do this? Well, let me go back to the Strat for this to explain it. If I press this little magic button over here, we can see 3 pickups on the left, 3 faders controlling the pickups, and then we see 4 sections basically. Pickups, an EQ, an overdrive, and another EQ. And those are the variables we can play with here. Oh, my bread is done. 1 sec. All right, so now we're only hearing the neck because it's the only fader that's up. If I want to add the bridge to this, I can, just adding a bridge. Now it's both actually. If I also want to add the middle, I can. Ooh, now it gets weird, right? You can also add it halfway. That's pretty nice. What we can also do is change the character of the pickups from a single coil to a humbucker. Let's do just the neck, and there we are. Single coil. Humbucker. And honestly, I think this sounds pretty convincing. I'm not sure if it's actually a humbucker or if it's actually coil splitting. The thing is, it remains all analog, the signal, and that is why I think it sounds very natural. So to another section, we can see the EQ over here. Well, there's not much above 8K, so let's bring it up. Let's put it pretty neutral. And now we can just make it more bright. Bit darker. And then we get the overdrive. It's now off. we turn it on. A bit more gain. And let's dial back the clean mix. You can blend in the clean. We can turn it from dark to bright. Let's bring in some clean. There's now more definition in this. Then there's the post EQ. This is after everything. We can have another 3-band EQ. We can change the frequencies, by the way. Clicking on here, let's say I want to boost 2.5 kilohertz. Let's cut it. You see? Pretty responsive. So having all these options, the creators of these pickups thought, I'm sure we can mimic a Les Paul. We can mimic a Telecaster. We can mimic a hollow body jazz guitar with these features. And before we compare it directly, let's just have a listen to if it works. So in bank C, we have the Tele. Okay, that's pretty cool. The bridge, more twangy. This is pretty fun, right? And then we can get more extreme. So if we go to D, there's the Les Paul. Wow, okay. Yeah. The weird thing is, I'm feeling I'm playing a Strat. And then when I'm hearing the amp, it sounds like a Les Paul a little bit. And now we're hearing the bridge pickup of the Les Paul. Yeah, and we can get more extreme because let's check this out. This is the hollow body jazz guitar, so. No one is gonna say this is a bad sound. It's just when you see someone playing a Strat and you hear this, there's a strange sensation. But I wanna show you this. So metal solo. So let me show you. Alright, so now it's time to compare this pickup system head-to-head to a Tele, to a Les Paul and to a hollow body jazz guitar to see if it actually comes close. Because this guitar has a built-in overdrive, I want to compare it to, well, let's just use my favorite one, the King of Tone, and see how it compares. before I share my thoughts on this and the price point, as a guitar teacher, I wonder, do you ever feel stuck at learning guitar? I've seen it happen too often with my students, so I decided to fix it. I've helped thousands of players get unstuck with the 7-level step-by-step roadmap inside my intermediate guitar course, Next Level Playing. You'll learn new techniques and the fundamentals behind what you're doing, all while playing beautiful tracks, teaching you all you need to know to form a super solid foundation for playing, for improvising, and writing awesome music on a guitar. So no more mindless noodling leading nowhere. Start making real progress with Next Level Playing. I hope to see you inside. And now back to the pickups. Honestly, I did not expect this. I am genuinely impressed with how well this system can replicate certain classic tones. It's not all spot on, and you can definitely hear a difference, but I'm pretty sure you could fool some folks if they're blindfolded. But I am still torn a little bit. Yeah, it is full analog, that is great. It has great tones in there. It gives you a ridiculous amount of tonal flexibility, and it does it all without changing the feel or the look of the Strat. So you never need to change pickups, right? You can just add a bit of brightness. I mean, it's all in here. The overdrive is good. It can sound a bit harsh, but it's definitely usable in some occasions. And the passion with which the two Bognar brothers showed me they are brothers, right? I think so. They looked alike. It's really infectious. And I just love it when people make things. But at the same time, I'm not sure it knows what it wants to be. While it may sound close to other guitars, it never feels like one of those guitars. And for many of us, feel is everything, right? Picking up a Les Paul, it makes you play different, and that's not just from the tone alone. And there's a battery runtime of 8 hours, non-stop though, but it is another thing to take into account going to that gig, for example. And the form factor, it only fits very traditional Strat style bodies, right? And yes, here we are, the price point. Brace yourselves, it's 990 euros. That is a staggering amount of money. And I guess it is because their system only uses their pickups. You cannot use the ones you already own. So you are buying new pickups, a second pair you maybe didn't really need, plus that integrated system as well. So if it saves you from buying a Les Paul, I mean, yeah, that's good value, but I'm not sure it actually will. And lastly this, so I wonder if Bognar are turning a really good feature a little bit into a gimmick. And it's a fine line between feature and a gimmick. I mean, it's not a Les Paul, so should it really be called like this? I get that they want to reach certain people with terminology that we're all used to and sounds that are known to the guitar world, but I think generally it would be taken more seriously if it would be like the most flexible pickups in the world. And not trying to be a faux 335 or a Jaguar, for example. But maybe that's just me being too traditional and being too much used to the certain boxes that I know. So yeah, please let me know what you think. For some, this can be a really powerful tool, and maybe even a game changer in how we think about the whole signal chain with the boost, with the overdrive. It's super useful, but for others it might just feel like overcomplication. But I gotta admit, I'm impressed with the tech and how close it comes to the sounds of other classic guitar models. I mean, the tech is here, the tone is real, and the potential is undeniable. So whether it's a gimmick or the future, it might just depend on who is holding the guitar. So please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let them know in the comment section, and see you next time with another video. Cheers.